Opening day, right? Royals didn't embarrass themselves right off the start, did they?
No, they did not. They kicked some major butt.
That's only the beginning.
Oh, no.
Now we're still riding on that. We're riding on from last year or something, I think. They got a lot of games. It's a lot of games in baseball.
Embarrassed themselves right off the start, did they?
No, they did not. They kicked some major butt.
Let's look at the end and see where they're at. I was cheering for the Royals when they made it as far as they did, but I don't know if they'll make it.
I think they'll do it again.
I think it's our turn.
This year.
Yeah, this year.
Somebody on the end over here was kind of bagging on the Royals, and they seem to be doing still pretty well.
Well, I like the Royals, but that's after the Mets.
After
know,
the Mets?
When was the last time the Mets had
won a World Series.
what were they? Was it 62 or something like that? Or 86?
No. When's the last time the Royals won one? We will find that the Mets have won one before the Royals.
Oh.
I'm just going to let you two duke it out, and I'll just kind of lean back.
But
here
I don't
and
know
sip my
when is the last
water.
time the Royals won one.
85 or 86 or something like that when they beat, it was the I-70 series
I-70,
against St. Louis.
St. Louis, yeah.
So you're a true Mets fan.
True Mets fan.
Okay. Are you a true Royals fan?
No, I have not really watched an entire baseball game since the strike in 1992. To be totally honest. But if the Royals win it, I'm going to cheer for them. The Mets are a 7-1 favorite to win. To win the World Series. Royals are 5-1.
You know the odds don't mean nothing.
They mean nothing. The line means nothing.
When you
Line
get
means
out
nothing.
there on the field, that's when it really shows.
Right. Hey, welcome to the scene, everybody. Usual suspects here once again. On the show today, we've got our community author series, Tony Ziolko. We also have our offensive line coach from Bethany College, Daniel Green. Also, we're going to be talking about our Garth Brooks giveaway.
Woo!
But right up off the top,
Don't go there.
we got to talk about the World Series.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't even know where we're going to go from here.
Throw down.
All right.
That's terrible.
So somebody here is a Mets fan. I'm not really sure who that is. Who's the Mets
You
fan?
know who the
here?
Mets fan is.
Who are the
I
Mets?
wouldn't even admit
Who are
to
the
being a
Mets?
Mets fan.
Yeah.
The Mets are the team.
Losers. That's who they are.
Yeah, they were the first losers.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but they played. They got
No.
there. They got there.
The Royals played good,
Yeah.
but the Mets helped them.
They helped them.
Yeah.
They helped him a little bit, but you know what? You still have to have special skills to be able to rally like they do.
No, don't take no skills at all to miss the ball. They missed the ball in the ninth inning.
Wait a
They're
minute.
already
It takes some
ahead.
intimidation.
It takes
how
no
do you,
skills.
How do you miss the ball? It has to be hit first, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't take no skills to miss it.
That's
If you
right.
do something professionally that you do constantly every day, it becomes natural.
Yeah.
But when you miss a ball that's like right there,
But he's a
and you
human
don't do it
being, right?
Now
You
look,
mean- you
you
mean
don't
like
do it
home- you
one
mean
time,
like home sales?
but you did it.
He's a human being. He's
How many times
human
did he do
being. He did twice.
You did it twice.
Yeah.
And you got Duda on the field.
I'm wondering, is there some, now that you said that, Jeff, I was kind of wondering, was there some inside payment or something?
I don't know. I'm just saying that he missed the
same
ball
guy?
twice. He didn't hit one home run after he had set a record hitting home runs before. And the last game in the ninth inning, the guy got the ball. All he has to do is underhand, slow softball pitch it, and Hosmer is out by like 10 feet, and he throws it, I don't know, to his girlfriend up in the stands. I don't know what he was doing.
The point is, the Royals are a good team, and
Yeah.
that's proven they're the world champions. But I would say that they had a little help with the Mets.
Well, it's pressure, right?
Call it
Yes,
Too
and
much pressure.
intimidation.
Too much pressure.
That's
they
right.
was intimidated.
And
That's what it
them
is.
were
Like
intimidated.
she was intimidating you with that little whatever she was doing
royals.
right there.
Them
You was
royals.
intimidated.
Stance.
That's right. You couldn't have caught no ball when she was doing that.
That's right.
That ball would have went between your legs too.
intimidation.
Yeah.
And I told several people that I actually, there's a lot of Royals fans, and they all know. I'm not ashamed. I'm a Mets fan. I'm a Mets fan. Period. Mets fan.
All right.
And I told them, I said that we had to win those games in New York. When we lost the second game, it was over.
Right. You had to win all three just to have
There's no
any
way
kind
we're
of
going to
chance.
beat the Royals 4 straight games. Period.
Who's your favorite Royals player?
Well,
Well,
it's of course Salvador Perez. It's always been Salvador Perez, but recently my mom started hating all over Salvi. And I was going, what's with this, Mom? You know, he was cocky when he got MVP, and oh, he's gonna strike out again, and sending me all these crappy texts. So I confronted her. I was like, Mom, why are you hating on Salvador? And she said, let me show you why I don't like Salvador. And she sent me a picture of my high school bad boy boyfriend who may resemble hot stuff Salvador Perez.
Wow.
It's uncanny.
little bit.
It's uncanny.
And I showed
put a
him to my
baseball
kids.
cap on him, and
Yeah.
he would have been out on the field.
Yeah.
I was wondering, is that really him?
Exactly. My kids were like really impressed with me. You went to prom with Salvador Perez? Yes, I did.
Back in the day when
Well,
Mama
what's
was
up with
hot.
that 60s
That's right.
Mad Men hair that you had? What was up with that
I
hair?
was young and innocent, and I was dating this, mouthy, hot stuff bad boy, and I had to come out of my shell a little bit.
It's all coming into focus, right?
You can see he did it
It's
to me. Blame
all
him
coming into
for my
focus.
loose cannonness and my non-filter.
Well, I'm glad we got that explanation about why Mom hates Sally.
So Mom hates Salvador Perez
Yeah.
because he looks like my high school boyfriend I used to smoke cigarettes with at the park.
Wow.
Do not do this at home. Okay, we're going to be right back with some more of our sports edition of The Scene.
I never dreamed I would have heart trouble. All of a sudden, I was having trouble walking 100 yards and back. Sure enough, they did 6 bypasses. The surgery is a walk in the park. The healing takes many, many walks in the park. There's 2 Q's in life. There's quantity and there's quality. And without quality, quantity is totally unimportant. Now I have a quality of life that I hadn't had for about 7 or 8 years. I got to know what a terrific operation this Salina Regional is. The staff here is phenomenal. I would put them up against any staff I've ever met. The huge difference is the people. The people really care about people. It's an oasis in the desert is what Salina Regional really is.
As part of our community author series, I got to sit down with Tony Ziolko. He wrote a book called The Ugly Couch. He's a podcaster and a blogger, a lot of really good stuff. Check it out. You're gonna love this, because I did. Hey everybody, Jeff here with our community author series. Got a good one for you. Tony Ziolko, who is the associate pastor of worship, arts, connections, and prayer. Did I get all that right?
Yeah.
At New Community Christian Church. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks, Ben.
The book is called The Ugly Couch, Learning When to Throw Things Away. So, of course, right off the bat, first thing I thought was, we got a little hoarder thing going on, right? I know this is not the first time you heard that. So, kind of where did you get that name from, and what does that all mean?
I started writing the book, and it used to be called Blue Sky Perspectives. And you can kind of guess where that name was headed in terms of theme. And so I was writing chapters for the book, and so what happened was I was writing a chapter, and I was going to call the chapter, one chapter, The Ugly Couch. And the whole theme behind it, the chapter started to make sense to me, that it was kind of an overarching theme for the for every story I was writing in the book, and I thought, this makes more sense. And so I thought I could go more directions story-wise and theme-wise with it. So the idea behind it is that we all have that grandma or that uncle or whatever who has just, you walk into their house and they just have that nasty carpet, that disgusting couch, the one that they've
with
had.
With the plastic on it
With
still?
the plastic on it. They've had it since 1946, and they just love that couch. And they love it, and you walk in and you go, that's pretty gross. And so the whole theme behind it is that it's ugly to everybody else, but they don't realize that it's ugly because they've had it in their life for so long. And that just translates to a lot of things in our life, in our normal life, our personalities, our faith, just everything. There's things in our life that we're comfortable with, that we're used to living with and acting like, and most people see it from the outside and go, that's pretty ugly. So the whole idea is learning when to get a new couch.
All right.
So
5 years took you to write it.
yeah.
I can't stay focused on anything for 5 minutes. How did you stay focused on this task for 5 years?
Hustle and passion. And when you find something that you are so passionate about, there's nothing that can stop you from finishing it.
Where can people get the book?
The book, Ugly Couch. You can get a paperback copy through Amazon. If you're a Kindle person, you can download have it on your phone or tablet or whatever. You can purchase the Kindle version. If you also have a Nook, it's also on Barnes & Noble.
Okay.
So you can go to Barnes & Noble and you can download the Nook version there.
And you've got a website for it too, right?
Yeah, I do. On that website is a multiple of things. I sell the book on there. I write theuglycouch.com, and you can listen to some interviews. You can buy my book. You can read some articles. And I also, as you mentioned, I do a podcast.
Yeah.
And so you can access the podcast page through that or subscribe through iTunes. And we do podcasts once a week.
Here's a little silly question. I would like a little silly question.
Yeah, bring it.
So, if they made your book into a movie, if that could happen,
that would be really fun.
who would play the main character? Is there a main character? Who would you want out there as an actor to go, I want that guy to kind of represent my book?
I would say if at this current moment of my life, if I could pick anyone to play me, I would say it would be Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, hey, there's a little resemblance there. Yeah.
Partially why I say that.
Yeah,
depending on what point it is in life, I like Matt LeBlanc from Joey from Friends, but he's a little older, so I don't think he would fit the character. But Joaquin Phoenix, I think, would be a really good selection right now. I think, as the comparison of the looks.
I mean, let's do your podcast. I saw your blog. I really like what you're doing, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming on with us.
I appreciate it.
Being here and
right on.
Continued success in the future.
I will.
Hi, I'm Theresa Terry, and I would like to inform you about Swedish massage. Swedish massage is a general overall rub down. It can be done with light pressure or more deep pressure depending on your preference. Massage is a great reliever for sore, tired, or stressed muscles. If you have any questions about massage, please call me during the day, Monday through Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. On Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The number is 785-823-2651.
So Charles got to interview Coach Flax, who is the former basketball coach for Brown Mackie, and also you're going to be able to see the coach's perspective on why they enjoy the game. Check it out.
What is the major takeaway you have from all these years of coaching?
Well, the takeaway is when you see the success that the youngsters have after they leave our program, whether it be the high school level that I coached at the beginning, the junior college level, or the professional level. I'm amazed at Father's Day, Christmas, most of the major holidays, how many of the guys either text me or phone me on those days. It's amazing.
And that's probably because you as a father figure and that being both good and bad, I imagine you had to build some character with your players.
Well, you always try to build character, though. You want to make every individual, regardless how they come to you, better when they leave you. You have to mold them for life. It's not about the game of basketball. It's about the game of life. And most of the guys that I've been associated with have loved basketball, but the majority of them have been very successful after basketball. And to me, that's very gratifying.
In overall, what would you just say that most players need?
They need a strong hand of discipline. As long as I've been associated with basketball, particularly junior college basketball, I deal with a lot of kids that never had a male figure in their household. And therefore, they lacked the necessary disciplinary skills to make them successful. And to my, really to my amazement, I found out that these guys want to be disciplined. They cherish discipline. And I think that's why a lot of them that probably would not have been so successful, and I'm not patting myself on the back, but they came to me and I think I gave them something that they were lacking. Confidence in themselves. I made them toe the line, made them do things, I'm old school, so I made them do things that they didn't want to do. And I told them things they didn't want to hear, but what they needed to hear. And most of them really came through with flying colors.
So I'm here with Coach Reed with St. John's Military School. Coach, what got you into this?
15 years ago, I entered St. John's and was looking for a new path for myself, and became a student of the game, traveled around the United States, and became a coach, and coached here for 7. Moved on, went to Kansas Wesleyan for about 4 years. Took a break, about a year, and came back here for a year. Ended up with the semi-pro team, Salina Bombers here in Salina, and departed there and came back to St. John's, so it's almost a home base.
So what would you say is the toughest takeaway from coaching at all those different levels?
It's really about society. I mean, that's the best way I can say it is you have to be a hard worker. You have to be able to adapt and overcome different situations. And at every one of those levels, if it's girlfriend or family or injuries or academics, there's a lot of things that play the role. So, you really have to get your players on board and understand what's going on.
And that, would you say in that, how is it to get them on board?
I was very fortunate this year down here at St. John's. My boys really understood what we were trying to do. For the most part, it's really just about your character and can you overcome situations both on and off the field.
I would kind of get a takeaway that you got to get some buy-in from them. Is it pretty easy to get that buy-in?
Some years it is, some years it isn't. If you have great leaders with you, we had a couple great leaders this year that really stuck with us. The other guys jump on board and understand and try to do the same thing.
And with that, do you just pick out certain players maybe and build character with them to lead the team, or do you just try to get everybody on the team that character?
Most of the time it's guys who stand out, that you know who your guys are that you can go to and say, hey, I need you to get the team in and do what they need to do. And then as you come along, the youngsters learn from those older guys, and it just kind of transpires over the years.
So we are here with one of my favorite people. He is the O-line coach for Bethany. It's Coach Green. Give it up for Coach Green! Go Bethany! So welcome, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We will go easy on you.
Oh, it's okay.
I promise. So do you remember my kids at your football camp that you had this past summer?
I do remember.
You do? Braxton and Cooper?
Yes. Very good athletes.
Pretty aggressive?
Very aggressive.
Kind of jerk faces on the field?
I wouldn't necessarily say that, but they're good kids,
Okay, so how can I teach my kids how to be aggressive and hardcore on the field, but still be a good sport and pick up a team member when they're hurt, or congratulate the losing team? Like, help me out, Coach.
I mean, I think, especially when you're dealing with young kids, I think it's kind of an ongoing kind of teaching progression that you have to kind of go through, because especially when you talk about a sport like football or even basketball is really physical. Kids want to be competitors. They want to compete, but I think it comes down to respect. So you have to respect the other person that you're facing. You know, you want to win and you want to be competitive. You got to respect that they've worked hard too, and that they're working to compete just like you are. And so I think it's something you have to just continue to hone in on. You know, it's kind of like an everyday thing. I think even we do it with our guys at Bethany. You know, we want to make sure, hey, respect the opponent, you know. And so
I was at the K-Dub game.
Okay.
And there were a couple penalties
yeah.
for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yes.
So how do you handle that with your players?
Again, I think it's an ongoing thing where you got to remind them of how it affected the team, you know, and it's kind of one of those selfish moments that we would consider it to be a selfish moment where you only thought about yourself.
But there's no bleachers.
There's definitely a cost, you know, that you definitely have to pay the cost, and that could just vary. I don't want to get into specifics or whatever, but you have to do something that's going to teach them and get them to understand that what they did was not right. So you got to discipline them somehow. I've always been told, you know, a tired athlete is a disciplined athlete, you know. So that's just one thing that we try to hone in on, you know, keep them disciplined, you know. So.
Charles and I played football. We remember doing some running after you make a mistake or cause a penalty due against a team. At least I know I do. I did.
Yeah.
You must have been running a lot.
I ran a lot.
Right. So where do you draw the line? I mean, because when you know how the adrenaline's flowing, you're pumped up.
Like right now.
You can't just kick it off to say, oh, I'm gonna be a nice guy.
Well, I think you know it has to be a controlled aggression. You know, with me being an O-line coach, I mean, I got guys what we call the trenches. You know, we in the trenches where it's every play. I mean, you're banging, you're hitting, you're scratching, it's nasty. I mean, you're getting after it. But at the same time, you got to remind them that it's still a team game. You know, you got to do your 111. So you're doing your part for the team. You don't want to do anything that's going to hurt your team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like a constant reminder with players that, hey, we want you to be aggressive, but don't do nothing stupid.
Right.
You know, I mean, just to be frank, you know, don't do anything that's going to hurt your team and that's going to hurt you. You know, I had a player, I think it was the K-Dub game, he had to miss the game, you know, because he threw a punch. You know, very unfortunate. And, you know, go back and look at the film, it's like, what are you throwing a punch for?
Yeah.
You didn't do anything dirty to you, you know, so. And we always tell guys, hey, the second guy is the guy that always gets caught. So it's just those ongoing reminders you got to tell guys, like, hey, man. Hey, just be respectful, man. Respect your opponent, but hey, in between the whistles, go get them.
Right.
In between the whistles, be nasty. You know, go after, be an animal. But once that whistle's blown, now you get it back under control.
Here's a subject that I want to bring up because we kind of had a roundtable discussion about this recently. But first I want to say I feel very tiny sitting next to you. And then, so the roundtable discussion was about aggressiveness of, I guess, professional sports people and how they have to be that aggressive even off the field because that's just the kind of person they are. Is that kind of how you would?
What I was saying is that it's hard for a guy to turn that off. Not every guy can do that. I mean, I don't want to name players, but it's very difficult for some men to be that aggressive on the field in practice. I mean, and I'm sure you played with some guys, and then they're not able to turn that off once they leave the field. And then you got guys and not that society people don't beat their wives, but of course that's going to be more high profile. If Tom Brady beats Giselle, that's going to be on TV.
Right.
If I beat my wife, ain't nobody caring. I am not going to beat my wife because she beat me up.
I like your disclaimer. That's right. Way to go.
But I mean, I'm just saying, it's just hard for some people to turn that off.
I mean, do you find that with your college players? You know, are they pussycats off the field, but when they get on the field, they're just very aggressive?
I don't want to say that they're very aggressive on the field. I think we got a long way to go of where we need to get to. But I do agree that some guys probably have a tough time turning it off. So when they go to class or they're in their other social environments, you know, there are a lot of different things that they do and may say or however it is, or when they're dating, I don't know. You know, you can take it all to all of that. So with our guys, I don't think it's that big of a problem. I mean, we have some really good kids. And I think we hamper on it, make sure we have high character guys and try to make sure they're well taken care of in all aspects of their life. So not just football. Football is a really small part. It's just a little surplus. You know, it's more about them making sure they graduate and get their degree. So that's what we really try to hone in on. It's like football's gonna be over soon.
Right.
You know, so it's other things that are a lot more important. So for us, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I'm sure some places, they do have those issues.
Well, it's not going to be over soon for you because you're also the defensive coordinator for Salina Liberty.
Yes.
Yes, Coach Green, you're going to catch him all over the place.
Yeah, I'm busy.
Yes, you are.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
are. Can you tell us anything about that team or?
Well, like I said, we're new ownership, starting it up. We have some still familiar faces coming back from the team before, and new head coach, great head coach, Coach Clayton, wonderful guy. So I mean, it should be a lot of fun.
Well, wonderful.
We're going into this season chasing the championship. I mean, that's the goal.
That's what we want to hear.
Yeah, that's the goal, and
You're
so
right.
we're ready to get it rolling. So.
What's second place, Charles? What is second place?
First loser.
First loser. First loser.
Right. Yeah. So we're
Well,
getting
thanks
after it.
for being here.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we really enjoyed you, Coach Green.
Definitely,
Thank you.
Picture this. Pen pinched in a fingertip grip pressed poignantly upon a page. Inscription initiates. Emotion, knowledge, bounties of thoughts locked into eloquent waves of font, but that's not all we've got. When words escape from the page, poetic prose is froze this way, composed this way, exposed this way. Matter of fact, we need a TV episode just to show this way. Better yet, let's commence a season of 6 with the local station's aid that will supply opportunities key. Local, community, expression, access television, you and me TV.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Just a little programming note here. Next show is our last one.
Our season finale.
The season finale, so stay tuned for that. And after that, we're going away.
Hold on to your cowboy hats, people, because the scene is going to be giving away Garth Brooks tickets. Do you believe this? Because I mean, I about fell off my chair.
Yes.
I don't know how we got our hands on these.
don't
Because
either.
didn't they sell out like in 2 seconds?
Yes.
Okay, so here is how to enter. You can go to our Facebook page.
Right, and that is The Scene of Celine on Facebook.
And this concert is happening on December 3rd, so we are going to draw the winner live on our season finale show on November 23rd. Don't want to miss it.
No, it'll be so exciting.
Yeah, I can't hardly wait. Good luck. Everybody enter. You never know what's going to happen.
Right?
Yeah, and be sure to watch us over and over and over again on salinatv.org on YouTube.
Yes, ma'am.
We're the best.
And you can always email us and tell us any kind of topics you want to hear for next season. We're going to be planning, going to be in a roundtable discussion over those kinds of things.
Or if you want to invite us to the Garth Brooks concert with you, we would love to go.
It's just 2 tickets, right?
Well,
only
you know,
2.
there's 4 of us and one of them.
We're a package deal, right?
Yeah. We're 4 for 1.
Yeah. We're also going to be hosting the Parade of Lights.
Yeah, like we did last year. That was so much fun.
And that's going to be
I loved it.
live, so if you like our voices as much as you like seeing us live on TV, right?
Yes.
Be sure and tune in to the Parade of Lights, and I think that's going to be November 21.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. All right.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Super Christy! Woo! Let's go Royals! Let's go Royals! Let's go Royals!
Not good.
Why kids go into sports?
Well, that's where we were going to talk about. Or why chicks go into sports?
No, guys go into sports for chicks.
Oh.
Because chicks dig the long ball.
I thought they're bad.
Really? You never read?
All right,
you never read Freud?
TMI.
You never read Freud? Come on.
Catch you next season, everybody.
Next season.
Forget that part.
Nah, he can cut it.
Is Cash laughing?
Yeah.
Right up until the very end. It was like.
Oh, I was on a roll.